Thank you for joining us. I'm Zach Grady. We begin with breaking news out of Broome County. We are getting a first-hand look at body cam footage of the 2023 arrest of Hamel Wadal that led to protests in the community. We have to warn you in advance, this video is disturbing and graphic to take a look. The video from January 1st of last year, a Binghamton police officer, later identified as Brad Kaczynski, kneeling on Wadal's neck while arresting him as a people of crowd watched. New York Attorney General Letitia James released a report on Friday calling for the potential termination of Officer Kaczynski. The report says Kaczynski was in uniform but not on duty during the arrest and used excessive force. The report also concluded that officers did not intervene, Wadal was not properly secured when being transported, and the BPD did not follow best practices for impartial investigations during the initial stages of the internal investigation. On top of the potential termination, the report recommends that the BPD train all staff on use of force and duty to intervene and update the agency's internal affairs policies and procedures. In a statement, Binghamton Mayor Jared Cram says, in part, quote, "I believe the report fails to accurately portray the full circumstances of the incident," end quote. Cram went on to say the Binghamton Police Department will be reviewing the report in the coming days and intends to conduct a thorough evaluation. In international news, CIA Director Bill Burns and negotiations for Israel and Hamas have all left Egypt after ceasefire negotiations fell apart. The stalled negotiations raise the possibility of military action heating up in Fafu as the UN warns of a worsening humanitarian crisis in the southern Gaza city.
Around 100,000 Palestinians are moving north from Rafah, yet humanitarian partners have no tents or food stores left in South Gaza.
The UN Relief Agency says aid workers are not seeing supplies coming in and the Rafah crossing closed and Karim Shalat crossing not functioning. Still, Israel has vowed to push ahead with the operation despite objections from the United States. Former President Donald Trump's Manhattan criminal trial is underway with continued testimony from a former White House staffer. Prosecutors claim Trump falsified business records to hide a so-called hush money payment to Stormy Daniels to aid an alleged sexual encounter. Yesterday, Daniels pushed back on Trump's lawyers' attempts to paint her as motivated by money during cross-examination. Trump's lawyer, Susan Nichols, aggressively challenged Daniels' credibility, at one point asking, quote, "You wanted to make more money, right?" End quote. Daniels responded saying, quote, "No, that's why I did 60 Minutes for free," end quote. When Nichols asked if she made up the sexual encounter, Daniels responded saying, quote, "If it was untrue, I would have written it to be a lot better," unquote.
The only thing that Stormy Daniels is relevant for is to say that she had a story and she got paid $130,000 for that story.
Trump again lashed out at Judge Juan Marchin yesterday after he denied Trump's lawyer's request to amend the gag order. Trump's team also made a second motion for a mistrial, which was also denied. Meanwhile, former Trump advisor Steve Bannon appears to be moving closer to serving a 4-month prison sentence. On Friday, a federal appeals court upheld his contempt of Congress conviction. Bannon was found guilty after failing to comply with a subpoena in the White House investigation into January 6, 2021 U.S. Capitol attack. The U.S. D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals unanimously rejected several challenges Bannon made to the case. The appeals court ruling also upheld Bannon's sentence of 4 months in federal prison. However, the timeline for him possibly reporting to prison is not yet clear. Thursday night, the U.S. Senate passed the FAA reauthorization bill to fund the administration through 2028. The bill includes $105 billion to improve airline safety, strengthening protections for families who are traveling. New York Senator Chuck Schumer highlighted key provisions in the bill today and the impacts that it will have on upstate New York.
There's $4 billion in the airport improvement program that Buffalo, Rochester, Albany, Syracuse, and many others, Utica, Binghamton, benefit from. And that allows our airports to make critical upgrades, both keeping them safe and making flying smoother.
The bill also addresses air traffic controller shortages and upgrades to technology to prevent near misses at airports. It now goes to the House of Representatives, where it could be voted on as soon as next week. A dramatic rise in childhood emergency room visits could lead to a new safety change in the melatonin industry. The hormone is part of how bodies regulate sleep, but a March CDC report discovered that in recent years, thousands of children had been seen in emergency rooms after taking melatonin while unsupervised. Michael Yoshida has more.
A trade group is asking the melatonin industry to voluntarily tighten standards after a study showed a large number of childhood emergency room visits related to the substance.
It's a long time coming.
A March CDC report found that between 2019 and 2022, ingesting melatonin while unsupervised led to some 11,000 children being seen in emergency rooms, with melatonin gummies involved in nearly 5,000 of those cases.
You know, the cap is open, the child takes it because it's flavored, it's a flavored gummy, and it almost, quite honestly, it tastes like candy. So they take it.
Melatonin can help induce sleep or aid in changing someone's internal sleep clock or cycle. In recent years, demand for these supplements has skyrocketed, and along with it, children ending up in the hospital after taking melatonin while unsupervised.
The thing we're most worried about, it has a central nervous system effect. It makes the children so sleepy that they are hard to wake up.
As a dietary supplement, melatonin does not have to go through FDA approval for safety, effectiveness, or labeling before it's sold to the public. But now, the Council for Responsible Nutrition, the leading trade association for supplements, has issued new voluntary guidelines, including new labels to warn about the dangers of drowsiness and the choking hazard for small children if not chewed properly. The Council also stresses the need for makers to adopt child safety containers. I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
Concerns are growing across the country about the potential impact of the H5N1 bird flu on humans. The virus, first reported in more than a dozen U.S. poultry farms in 2022, has spread among dairy cattle herds across 9 different states. More troubling, a Texas dairy worker recently developed mild symptoms of the disease but did recover. CBS News chief medical correspondent Dr. John LaPook had this to say about what's happening.
The worry would be if it changes in mutations, genetic composition, so that it can spread easily from human to human.
Right now, there's been no evidence
of that. If it's no evidence of that, there's one human got a relatively mild infection. Yeah. He had conjunctivitis. He was given Tamiflu. He recovered. But that's what people are looking for. And we don't want it to happen without us realizing.
Federal health experts are closely monitoring for signs of H5N1 and if it is mutating into a form that could spread from human to human. Health experts tell CBS News that the U.S. needs to more actively surveillance the understanding and the scope of the virus's spread. The overall inflation rate is currently 3.5%, but Americans are seeing a double-digit increase in car insurance prices. The latest numbers show rates are up 22% in the last year. Vincent Plymey is with the Colorado Division of Insurance.
So the reason for increases in auto insurance are more expensive cars in general. New cars and used cars are more expensive these days. More expensive repairs. Cars are just more expensive repairs. The technology in them, the cosmetic things.
However, experts say that there are ways to bring down the insurance prices. If you work from home, you may qualify for a low mileage discount. Bundling car and home insurance together can lead to a better rate, and car owners should examine their policies to see if they can drop parts of it, like car rental insurance or towing insurance. According to Bankrate, the average monthly cost for full coverage is $192 a month, but a minimum policy can be just $53. Hyundai and Kia vehicles topped the U.S. auto theft rankings last year, according to a report from the National Insurance Crime Bureau. 2 Hyundai models and 1 Kia model made up the 3 most stolen vehicles in 2023. In all, 6 of the top 10 most stolen vehicles were Hyundai and Kia models. Thieves stole Hyundai Elantra compact cars more than 48,000 times. Kia Optima sedans were stolen more than 30,000 100,000 times. The numbers in the NICB report are not adjusted for the total number of given models on the road, so some vehicles may be more commonly stolen just because they are more commonly available. And here at home, Binghamton Mayor Jared Cram announcing that the city is seeking proposals for the purchase and redevelopment of 69 Collier Street. The area located on the corner of Collier and State Street has served as a parking lot since 2016. The city is looking for proposals that could develop a mixed-use building that responds to housing and commercial demands, provides streetscape improvements, and maximizes new jobs and economic impact. Responses are due to the city by 10:30 a.m. on October 2nd. New York State Police and other law enforcement agencies will be hosting a Meet the Troopers Day as part of the Southern Tier Law Enforcement Annual Police Week. During the event, New York State Police will be showcasing their K9 units, the Special Operations Response Team with their Bearcat, and more. There will also be car seat checks and information available. Additionally, recruiters will be on hand to answer any questions for those looking to apply to the next state trooper exam. The event will be held this Saturday, that's May 11th, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the Target parking lot off of the Vestal Parkway. Still to come this half hour here at News at 4. We prepare to celebrate our mothers this Sunday. We have one touching story of a mother who made a huge sacrifice for her daughter. That's after the break. But before we go anywhere, you are looking at downtown Binghamton and some rain that is coming down this morning. What we can expect tonight, later from Chief Meteorologist Howard Manges.
Let's mount up. Let's do what we do. This thing's a beast.
The fire, if it gets to the base, population 55,000.
Promise me you won't die.
You're a stubborn firefighter who keeps rolling the dice on his life.
No future, no consequences.
You got the devil. Get back!
Only one new fire country before the season finale. Tonight on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
E.T.'s Irwin family exclusive.
What is a fun memory with your dad?
Bimby with brother Robert and mom Terry, plus her Mother's Day plans with 3-year-old daughter Grace.
Next, E.T.
Tonight at 7 on WBNG.
Did you know there's a way to cut your dishwashing time by 50%? Try Dawn Power Wash Dish Spray. It removes 99% of grease and grime in half the time. Dawn Power Wash has 3 cleaning boosters not found in traditional dish soaps that remove food and grease 5 times faster. And because it cleans so well, you can replace multiple cleaning products for counters, stoves, and even laundry stains. Try Dawn Power Wash Dish Spray. Brand power helping you buy better.
At Matthews Subaru in Vestal, get great financing rates on all new Foresters and Outbacks as low as 2.9%. Or lease a new 24 Crosstrek Premium with lane departure warning, alloy wheels, and more. Only $349 per month lease for 36 months with $3,000 down. At Matthews Subaru on Old Vestal Road in Vestal or MatthewsSubaru.com.
The quality you know and love with the affordability that might surprise you. Get 0% financing on John Deere 1 Series compact tractors at Cazenovia Equipment. Shop in store or online for more details.
Mother's Day makeover.
We need a mommy makeover.
Next, Inside Edition. After 2 kids, this mom wants to wear a bikini again, just like when she was single.
We can't wear a bathing suit in public without feeling ashamed.
After surgery, the big reveal. Then, the lady who thought a teen's miniskirt was way too short. You won't believe what she did. Next, Inside Edition. Tonight at 7:30 on WBNG.
Welcome back. As we get ready to celebrate Mother's Day this weekend, we all know moms do more than they can for their children, mine especially. So it probably won't surprise you to hear that when a mom in Ohio found out she could give her daughter the gift of life again, she did not hesitate. Michael George has the story.
Livia and Zofie Koretka have always had an amazing mother-daughter bond. Now they're even closer.
This is just another celebration to the beautiful and loving mother I have that did something super, super amazing for me.
At 14, Zofie was diagnosed with liver disease with no known cause. At 18, doctors told the family she needed a liver transplant.
When we found out that there is nothing they can do about it to make it better or to stop the progression of her liver disease, that was probably the hardest when we found it out.
But then they found out Livia was a match.
That was our Christmas present, I would say, the biggest present.
So much more hopeful to have a live donor, especially that donor being my mom.
Dr. David Kwan performed the minimally invasive procedure in January of last year at the Cleveland Clinic, extracting a piece of Livia's liver.
From a donor perspective, it's easier to recover because the incisions are smaller, less painful. From a surgical perspective, it's more difficult, more challenging.
My parents were there when I woke up. I know that was pretty emotional for them.
They recovered together.
You want to be strong for your daughter. I think she wanted to be strong for me. So even if we had some pain, we were just dealing with it and doing it together.
Zofie has taken up running during her recovery, but not before Mom got the doctor's okay.
Obviously, as a mom, you worry. She's a very determined kid. So I did make a call to her transplant coordinator.
And she was at the finish line of Zofie's first marathon.
She gave me a second opportunity to live and saved my life. And I'm, forever, forever grateful. I love her so much. She's a great mother.
I would do it over and over again.
Because a mother's love is endless. Michael George, CBS News.
All right, Howard, as we saw on the Skycam, it has rained pretty much all day. Are we going to look forward to that all night as well?
No, we're going to get some breaks, but yeah, today is not the prettiest of days. Could always be worse, but it's exactly as we've expected. Pretty much kind of a washout type day. But nationally, you look and see there's a batch of precipitation in the western Great Lakes that is going to be making its way in here for Sunday, Saturday night into Sunday, and this feature that's affecting us right now continues to slowly kind of just sit in place, but all in all, things are very unsettled. There's a closer view showing pretty much everybody picking up some rain. Again, nothing terribly heavy. We're not going to see any problems from the rainfall, but it's just a gloomy day here today, unfortunately. Headlines, light rain lingers here this evening. Chance of some weekend showers both days. In fact, some rain even. A couple of cooler days on the way, and there's a very good chance that the northern lights are going to happen. The sun has been extremely active over the last several days, and some of that energy is now just starting to reach our atmosphere, and active geomagnetic conditions are expected. They're ongoing right now. That's the word I was looking for. Unfortunately, I'm kind of crushed by this because what we're seeing, some signs of just the potential of beautiful activities far south, maybe as Florida and California. We're not going to see much in the way of clear sky here tonight. Cloudy skies. Conditions are going to be best, based on the latest forecast. These change, literally minute by minute into the overnight. When that KP index gets above 6 or 7 is when there's a pretty good chance of seeing it. But again, kind of cloudy tonight. Temperatures, 48 in Binghamton right now, 59 in Albany, 46 over in Wellsville. We're sitting in the 40s to low 50s. So again, that rain and cloud cover is keeping things unseasonable. This afternoon, even the future track underdoing the rain a little bit. It's going to stay with us here into tonight. Tomorrow morning, we start off with cloudy skies. Notice the model wants to put a little bit of clearing in to the west. If that's the case, if you're an overnight, you like staying up late, real late, take a peek outside. And if you see any clear skies, if conditions are just right, you may see the northern lights. We're looking into tomorrow morning. Again, lots of clouds, couple of scattered showers from time to time. And then Saturday night, as I mentioned, that feature that's in the western Great Lakes, that moves in. And there's the potential there could be enough activity, geomagnetic activity, that they could be visible again Saturday night, but not here. we got a lot of clouds and even some rain coming in for that time. So horrible timing. How much rain? Yeah, this is total rainfall. Again, I think we're looking anywhere from a quarter to perhaps 3/4 of an inch of rain by Sunday afternoon. But all in all, things are just going to be staying unsettled here and damp. Temperatures tonight, early tomorrow morning, going to be in the 40s, so a chilly start by midday. We're back into the mid-50s, I think, even some upper 50s. And then by later tomorrow night, we're going to be dropping back into the upper 40s to around 50. That 7-day forecast looks like this. 50s tomorrow, Sunday, Mother's Day, still in the 50s as well. And then by the time we get to Monday and we start next week, unsettled, almost a daily chance of at least some shower activity over the next 7 days. But temperatures will at least get back closer to average by this time next week.
Eclipse, northern lights.
I know.
Are we ever going to get a nice day for any of these amazing events?
It's unfortunate, and I'm glad you said it, because I said it before around the tiers. You know, yeah, we had the clouds for the eclipse, and now tonight, unfortunately. But you know, there's always a chance that we could get a little bit of clearing, but unfortunately, with that upper level low over us tonight and then tomorrow night, very little chance of seeing any sort of extended clearing here in our area.
Really a shame. I got a chance to see them up in Watertown as well.
They're amazing.
They're beautiful. Yeah. So. Howard, thank you. We have one final story coming up for you after the break, but here is a sneak peek of what's coming up next on Investigate TV+.
Today on Investigate TV+, you've heard of a 4-day work week, but what about the same for schools?
An in-depth look at the school systems already using the schedule and how it's impacting students' success.
Every day, the world gets darker and farther away.
Take a shot! Let's see!
You're clinically blind.
You're a police officer? You need a partner.
But you need a second pair of eyes.
Up and to the left.
You could have gotten yourself killed.
I want to stay in the field. My tools, my tech.
You can't go in alone.
I'm not alone. I've got you.
Sight Unseen. New episode Wednesday at 9/8 Central on the CW.
We are proud to serve our country, to serve our local communities, to wear the uniform, to be a soldier, to serve abroad when and where duty calls. We are ready to stand with our brothers and sisters to defend, to serve, to fight. We're always ready, we're always there. We are the New York Army National Guard.
Boscov celebrates Mom with perfect gifts at prices you'll love. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only, save 15% when you buy a Boscov's Mother's Day gift card. It's the perfect gift for every mom. Friday and Saturday only, take an extra 20% off our entire stock of ladies' handbags and accessories. Friday and Saturday only, take an extra 20% off almost all ladies' shoes. And Saturday only, an extra 20% off select brands of ladies' sportswear from Democracy, Alfred Dunner, and more during the Mother's Day sale at all Boscov's.
This is an important message for anyone on Medicaid and needs home care. Did you know that a family member, close friend, or even a neighbor can get paid to be your caregiver in the comfort of your own home? If you're on Medicaid, your child, grandchild, friend, or someone you know and trust can be paid to be your caregiver through a Medicaid-funded program. Just call 866-338-3013 and Committed Home Care Services will help you hire the loved one you choose to be a caregiver. Committed Home Care is based right here in upstate New York. As your neighbor, they will ensure you are getting paid the highest rates on time with the added benefit of weekly pay. If you're on Medicaid, this service is absolutely free for you. Just call 866-338-3013 right now. Get the care you need from a loved one or friend, and they can get paid to help you at home. Just call 866-338-3013. This service is absolutely free. Get paid to care for a loved one. Just call 866-338-3013. 866-338-3013.
The Helping Hands Food Pantry has been servicing the needs of Berkshire, Richford, Speedsville area communities since 1986. We provide necessary food supplies as well as personal care products to those in need. We also try to provide special products such as gluten-free offerings, eggs, fresh fruits, and vegetables. Visit us at 11 Jewett Hill Road in Berkshire during our business hours to find out how you can help.
Welcome back. Some Georgia residents were left scratching their sleepy heads when in the middle of the night, a DUI suspect fleeing from police crashed into their home and came to arrest in a vehicle inside the bedroom. Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
Newly released video shows a police chase in Georgia ending in the most bizarre manner, with the suspect vehicle inside the bedroom of a sleeping resident.
I'm laying on the bed, but I can see a car and a guy inside the car.
It started when Cobb County police officers attempted to stop a vehicle on suspicion of DUI, and instead it took off, leading a brief chase at speeds so high it lost the pursuing police vehicle.
I no longer have visual.
But while searching a nearby neighborhood, officers were flagged down by a family claiming an SUV had crashed into their house. And I do mean into. The vehicle and suspected driver were found inside one of the bedrooms. The suspect was arrested and the vehicle was later pulled from the home, leaving a gaping hole and plenty of damage. Thankfully, no one was injured in the strange turn of events. A pair of Florida deputies pulled double goat-saving duty when they rescued two of the fuzzy farm animals from two different predicaments. First, they had to do some protecting and swerving to catch a wily baby goat that got loose from its pen. Then they discovered a mama goat with its head stuck in a chain-link fence, which they made short work of to free the ensnared silly Billy. Finally, being a cop is a tough job. Just ask Kate, a Texas youngster who recently got to be chief for a day at the Arlington Police Department. In her tiny tenure, she toured the station, attended meetings, inspected patrol cars, and learned about community safety. All in a day's work. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
That's going to do it for us here on 12 News at 4. Thank you for joining us. Remember, you can always visit us on WBNG.com or our 12 News app. We will see you back here in a half hour for 12 News at 5.